Hey, what's up? You are tuned in and back at the Bougie AF channel with your host, Shug Avery. I just got to the place in life I was just like, I don't know. I'm just bougie. Now let's get into the show.
Hey, what's up, y'all? You're tuned into the Bougie AF channel, and this is your host, Miss Shug Avery. And I'm just sitting here. No lip gloss today, but we got chapstick, though, you know? We still smooth on them haters, you know what I mean? All right, so So I want to do this video because I want to actually talk about like the temperature outside, right? I feel like it's very important to check the temperature outside sometimes. And what I mean by that, I have the beautiful Amber Rose up, as you can see. No, Amber Riley. I want to make sure I say her name right. Up, as you can see. And she was recently in the news for an experience that she had. And I think as you're watching this video, you know that the riots in Philadelphia is happening right now, and that there's just a lot going on right now. But I feel like, we know about the stuff in the street because we see that on the news, but I just feel like it's also important to talk about everyday life and what that looks like and how things are changing. I just think going forward right now, 2020 going forward, like we can forget about life the way it used to be. Like literally that needs to be the messaging, especially for Black people. But that's the message, and that's just the God's honest truth. I think we've seen so much and had so many emotions about everything that we've seen that there's just no way to erase our memory unless Men in Black is coming back or something, unless you got a machine to erase our memory. But there's just no way to erase our memory of what we've seen. And when I see what we've seen beyond Donald Trump, it's what we've seen in people in general, right? Outside of politicians being politicians, right now we're talking about the heart and soul of police officers, right? What we're seeing, what that's really about, right now the police officers are looking as much as like the Bloods and the Crips, if you want to call gangs. They are gangs, right? And the way they move and the way they operate and the way they continue to get away with doing what they're doing and how they cover each other, that's exactly how a gang works, right? So we can take the we can I think we can take the naivete off of thinking that our police officers have high morale across the board when that's just not the case, right? We want them to. We want to say, if they say they felt their life is in danger and they had to shoot someone, we want to believe that. We want to believe that when they say that. But right now, we just don't believe that, right? We see video that tells us something else, right? And because video was telling us something else, we're saying, whoa, 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 whoa. Why are you scared again? What made you scared? There was nothing in his hand. His hands was up. He was running. His back was towards you. Like, it's just those things that, we now have to question, because now it's like we can't look at you the same, and we can't make the assumption you have good character and that you don't lie, or that you don't have biases, or you don't have prejudices. You don't have any hate, you know what I mean, towards the same people that you're supposed to protect. So yeah, it's just like life is just different. It's just changed forever. I've seen blazenness of white people with aggressive attitudes that I had not seen before. And I don't know if I feel like the veil has been lifted off. So now, you know what I mean? The the sheets lifted. So now everyone feels free to come out and just kind of be who they naturally were, or they felt that they be who they really are. And they feel emboldened to be that way. And we've been hearing this conversation that since Obama's presidency to now Donald Trump's presidency, that we had heard that a lot of people felt like Obama presidency woke up a hornet's nest of racism in this country. And if you're Black, you're just like, I don't know what you mean. It's always been here. You know what I mean? But I think it woke it up in a mainstream way where other people who weren't Black were starting to see like all these groups and all this rhetoric that was just really ugly, right? Really ugly, that we had not heard before. When Obama was President Obama, because I have nothing but the utmost respect for him. President Obama, we've seen people like Donald Trump come out and say stupid stuff like, oh, birth certificate, they questioning things that shouldn't have been questioned, right? We've seen that. And only being questioned because someone is Black, so we started seeing that, and it just awoke every, little hillbilly ass town that don't like Black people. It just spiked it up. Mental health is everywhere. White people, Black people, those who have mental health issues looking for a reason to latch on to something. It happens on that side too. You know what I mean? There's white people who feel like they're not getting their share break in this country. But a lot of those times are the white people who feel that way. They've been programmed to think that it has something to do with Black people. And I know a lot of times Black people don't understand why so many white poor Republicans still vote Republican. That's because they've been programmed with hate. And a lot of times they've been programmed with hate. And for them, they see us as the reason why they may not be doing well. When I say us, I don't mean just black people, but they see all minorities as a part of the reason of what the problem is in the country, right? It doesn't help that you have a president who will take minorities in our struggles and try to make it seem like this is the reason for any struggles that may be happening in the poor white community, right? So what ends up happening is the poor white community has a white leader trying to give them a scapegoat on what's wrong, what's going on in this country, and blaming the minorities. That's why it's the build the wall, right? Because that speaks to the people on the border of Mexico, right? That rhetoric speaks to the people that speaks, right? And then it's up north, you see him on TV right now trying to talk about the um the suburbs and protecting women and protecting the white family. That's rhetoric for the up north, right? Because you know what I mean. So it's a lot. 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 Oh my god, it's a lot. So all of this is going on. So it started with Obama that they felt like racism really popped up because I think a lot of white people who felt some sort of way about their leader being a black person really came out, right? So then you transition to the 2016 election where, okay, you got people who were upset about Obama for whatever their reasons. Maybe they didn't like his politics, but more or less, they really did. Some people didn't like that he was black, right? So Trump gets elected, right? Now he ran on a platform where he was always, it was very, Ku Klux Klanish. It was very like pandering to a base. It was very aggressive. There's violence happening at his conventions, and you have him just like really attacking people, right? There's no pageantry in his politics when he in 2016 there was no pageantry in it. There was no he wasn't courteous, he wasn't nice. I remember watching that debate and I really felt like I felt like more white people should have called him out. White men most definitely should have called him out on how he behaved on the stage with Hillary. That behavior where he tries to loom over, how a man tries to loom over a woman. I felt like they should have called that out. But at the same time, again, he's pandering to a certain base that this speaks to. We're all sitting there watching this. And I think it was so absurd, the thought of him being elected. I think that's why a lot of people didn't come out. I will say, I did look up and see that the numbers did go down for the black participation when it came to voting in 2016. Now we're here. And we're 5 or 6 days away from the election, and right now the Spanish vote is something that's most definitely being coveted right now. And it's just I made a couple videos a couple months ago. I mean, a couple weeks ago, and I was just talking about the Spanish vote, and I was saying they don't vote with us. They don't see our issues as their issues. You get what I'm saying? And as we look at the riots in Philly and all that other stuff, the Spanish community does not come out and say, you know what? We support the black community, and if you want our vote, we need you to do better by the black community. They don't come out and leverage their votes that way for us. But we always saving everybody. Everybody's fight and everybody's plight is our issue, though. Whew. Anyway, so I'm just saying this shit is deep. So then this story comes out about Amber Riley. And then I remember 2 days before this story, I had the same type of incident, right? So I'm on the high. So if you don't know, Amber Riley did a video where she was just talking about just pulling up, minding her business, because that's what we do. And naturally, as black people, we like to mind our business. And I know y'all don't get that about us because y'all have so many questions and you want to know so much. That's not what we do, okay? If I just meet you, there's a grace period before I'm going to open up to you. That's just us. I'm black. Yep. I'm not gonna apologize. It has nothing to do with any past experience. I don't know any nigga who don't. I don't any black person who just get around white people who just and tell them everything. That's not what we do. Okay. So Amber Riley was minding her business like we do as black people because we like to not see nothing because we don't want to be witnesses to nothing. Okay. That is the God's honest truth. We don't like to be witnesses, so we like to not to see nothing. So we're very much like look for it. Make sure no one's trying to sneak up on you, but we're very much look forward type of people, you know what I mean? So Amber Riley pulls up, minding her damn business, and she sees a man with a white MAGA hat. Well, let me let Amber tell you what happened. So hold on. What markers is a 10-minute mark, 10:04 mark? I gotta cut this out. 10:04 mark to about 10:25. 27. All right, so I have a video I want you guys to watch of Amber Riley. Hold on 1 second. I want to watch here. Well, here we go. I can't hear it.
Because I'm going into a store, drove into a parking lot. This older white man with a Trump hat on decides, before I can drive into the parking lot, I'm in the driveway, decides he's going to jump in front of my car, take his Trump hat off, use it as some kind of badge, telling me that I needed to stop. Like, he was like, stop pointing at the Trump supporter part of his hat. And when I was like, whatever, move along, like, get from the front of my car so I can go and do what I have to do.
Yeah, that part where the blazenness to just speak up and just say something to you as if though they have some authority is just so, yeah, that's our experience a lot of times. That's my experience at work. When I have white girls who just think they should just be able to say whatever they want to me, might not be their place. I don't care. Just say whatever. It's welcomed, I guess. Yeah, and it's like that's not your place. What are you doing? Who's not corrected you? Who's telling you? Who's empowering you to do this? But even going out in places and how the approach be off, you know what I mean? It's crazy, yo. Crazy.
This motherfucker spit on my car. In 2020, he saw a black woman, decided that he was going to try and punk me.
Yep.
And the motherfucker spit on my car.
Yep.
I really honestly don't have words. Oh. What does being a Trump supporter mean? Because I just drove into, I don't, but I can say this. I'm not the 1, the 2, or the 3.
1, 2, or the 3. Okay.
I'm not the person that's going to take their phone out and make you this when you're doing racist. I'm going to beat your. I don't condone violence, but I do condone self-defense. Okay? Because I can ignore your racist bullshit. But when it comes to assault, I'm not taking my phone out. This is not a game. I will beat your ass. That's what needs to start happening. How much do you guys expect black people to take? How much more do y'all expect us to take? How?
Huh.
I should have called my bros.
She's from
I should have just let them come up there and beat his ass. I'm very human and I don't understand so peacefully. And we're supposed to be pacifist and just be passive and let people know. No. If I would have found him in that store, because I did go and look for him, I probably would be in jail right now.
I know that's right. And I would have sent you some GoFund money, girl. Or something.
I'm done being nice.
I know you good though.
And I wasn't nice to begin with.
Oh, we gotta talk about that part. 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 Who y'all playing with? All of us ain't all house niggas. We gotta talk about that part. Yes, I'm humble. The right way. But not the 1, 2, or 3, like she said. They be trying you. Ooh, I almost caught the Holy Ghost, y'all. They be trying you. They be trying you. Not everybody is alhamdulillah with it. Not everybody is MLK with it. It just is what it is. And not even offering an apology or anything like that, because when niggas are minding their business, people are minding their business, they want to be left alone. Leave them alone. We've seen this, the Becky barbecue Sally's and the people bothering kids selling lemonade on the street corners and stuff like that. We continue to see y'all just not mind y'all fucking business. And not to even get on the topic of white people and their opinions to do with black people and black people problems. Mind your fucking business. Just mind your business. That's all we need you to do. Just mind your business. Nobody cares what you think about what's going on between us and how you just don't understand this person you like is so nice. Just mind your business. When in doubt, when confused, when you don't understand, mind your business with black people. We understand. Think of us like, Star Trek, the Klingons. Nobody knew why they did the shit that they did. They just did the shit that they did. And everybody left them alone because they spoke their ways and they got down because that was them, the Klingons. You get what I'm saying? I got a little thing on like them in the Star Trek. But with that being said, I'm trying to say, leave us alone when we doing us. Do you see us getting involved in the Kardashians fighting? No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. If Bill Burr and Bill Maher wanted to pull up on each other, we're gonna mind our fucking business. That's just us. That's our nature. That's just in our nature. That's just us. But let's get back to Amber. Let's get back. That's in our nature. We can't help it.
Francia FaceTimed me freaking the fuck out today because she was on the 405 and the little Trump rally on the 405 decided to box her in her car. A woman driving by herself. But they saw a Mexican in a car and decided to f with her. I was on the phone. I saw this myself. This pulls up right next to me right now. I don't know. God, like, are you testing me today?
Well,
Is this the Lord testing my
video running your mouth, girl?
And we're supposed to be pacifist and just be passive and let people know.
I'm sorry, I want to hear this part. No.
If I would have found him in that store because I missed it.
Girl, he right there, though. He right there.
Or is the devil trying to put me in jail?
Now, but girl,
You guys, I don't have time.
Oh, he with somebody. Because I was like, you can run out real quick.
I don't have time.
Oh, no,
I don't care who you guys support.
I care.
I don't care who you guys support. I care about the way that you're trying to make people feel. I care about attacking people. I care about trying to make people feel less than. That's what the fuck I care about. Don't care about is this. I care about you keeping your comments to yourself.
Yep.
And I care about you keeping your bodily fluids to yourself. Because that right there, that's going to get your ass beat.
Ooh, she mad.
And people are saying, don't incite a race war. We're already in a race war. We've been in a race war since we came here.
Girl.
Since we were brought to this country.
Girl, you better tell them.
And people are going to start.
You better tell them, sis. And the reason why I chose to use her for this video, because it be those ones that people don't be expecting it from. She was 6 years on Glee, singing with them white people. I love you, Timmy, and all that. She was doing her motherfucking job. But what laid beneath was a real nigga. And y'all ain't know till y'all tried to roll up on a real nigga and put your bodily fluids on her. And she was like, I will go to jail for this. I will go to jail. Asada, I'm gonna go send me the plan and I'm gonna be right there in Cuba. I'm gonna go to jail for this shit. So she did 6 years on Glee, and you know that was the singing show, dope singer and all the other stuff. You know, can move in out of black circles, white circles, really accepted, really dope person, but she didn't know all this fire lied underneath her, okay? And she was ready to give out ass whoopings, you know, when needed. And that's fine because that's the way it's supposed to be. There's nobody in this world that should think that they should be able to spit on somebody. There's no reason why white people think that they should be able to spit, talk to you in a way that they shouldn't, talk to you out of place, not be your bosses or any of that, and talk to you as an authoritarian figure. There's just no reason why any of the white people should think that that's okay. And then think that the response to it should be as some way be love. You will not oppress me and tell me I gotta love you. That's crazy. So when I sit and look at the police and shooting and all the other stuff and shit like that, there's just no way we can ever go back. No way. There's a mother who just seen her son like get killed in Philadelphia in front of his kids. How we going back? We got Joe Biden who wants to come out 5 days before the election and talk about the promises and, you know, separating and getting the kids back together with their Spanish parents. And I get it, the Mexican and that stuff like that. And I get it, you know, coastal election, you know, Spanish vote is the most covenant. But my people is dying in these motherfucking streets. And I ain't trying to say one is over the other. Hell fucking yeah, my people is dying. And you talking about people who's coming to a country that ain't theirs illegally because we have laws and things in places for you to do it the right way. And you talking about some shit that's happening in their country, but I'm over here with it because it's my people, and I am not going to apologize for saying my people come first. Life or death come first. That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Are fighting back because it's human nature. We are only going to take what we can take. But around these parts, you spit again, you get your ass beat. Mm-hmm. Period. Mm-hmm. I care about you keeping your comments to yourself.
All right, so it says here, thank you for all the love, y'all. I'm good today. No one will ever take my peace. I'd rather put less attention on that and more positive things we can do to fight the real pandemic in America. Please find local organizations that help in the fight against racism and join. We have to be consistent. I know it's exhausting, but we have to be relentless. That is so true in our pursuit. Oh, a little error there. That's fine. A little error on the R, but that's cool. I make mistakes too. Oh man. Anyway, in our pursuit on what's right, putting everything in perspective, I refuse to let anyone's ignorance take me out of character. I will protect my peace and family, but I will also hold my peace. I know that's right. You go, girl. You go, girl. All right, and so I found this video is at the Shade Room. Check them out. Nothing but support. As election day gets closer, it looks like Trump supporters are out here showing out. Recently, actress Amber Riley encountered a Trump supporter who she says spat on her car and sis was not playing around about the situation. Oh, that's right. On Sunday, she took to Instagram to detail the incident and said that the Trump supporter spat on her car when she pulled into a parking garage as she was preparing to head into the store, inside of the store. All right, I'm not gonna read all that because we just seen the video. Period, sis. Okay, Candace Boyd. Period, sis. This is the world we're living in. On your vote. You knew who to call cousin, huh? At Amber Riley. Exactly. He would have moved along right on the windshield of my car. And that's what it is. Someone just wrote, I ain't heard Amber cuss like this. I'm scared because, like, when I tell you these times are revealing and bringing things and sides of people out, that just lets you know how dire it is, like how bad it is. Like, we're seeing sides of people that we just never thought. I love black people. Golden Scan 23 said, not surprising, his supporters are ghetto as fuck. Okay. All right, let me see. Let me see what else we have here. I know that's right. The good Lord and Jesus must know not to let these kind of things happen to me. No, because the wrong day, some shit like this happened, you're gonna be in jail, and like it's just like yeah, or jail, or you know you're gonna have to lay low after and bust a move. But yeah, okay, okay, everything is so. Let's see, was there anything else? That was it. All right, but yeah, I wanted to pick that story because I thought it was just so like just to show you somebody who just you don't never hear anything from. You never hear anything real. Like she doesn't take really hard stances on things. I know a few months back she came out and spoke about while we're here, while we're here, this light, Amber Riley, this light, a beacon of light, she comes out and speaks the truth about what really be going on while we're here. Let me see. Let me see. There's a story about Amber Riley's co-host that she used to work with on oh wait, is that her name? Leah. That's her name. Leah Michelle. I remember the story. Ha 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 ha. So okay, so and I think this is a good story to tie in because we're talking about the temperature of what goes outside, what's going on outside. Amber Riley's had 2 experiences. I know people like to think, oh, certain people who have issues, oh, they're just so problematic. That's them, and that's just the karma, and that's their bad energy. That's their juju they bring to the situation. It's always something with them. Blah, 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 blah. You know. So then you have Amber Riley, who's had these 2 incidents, or has these occurrences, right? You have her with the Trump supporter we just seen the video about. But then months ago, there's a video of her coming out and talking about her coworker on Glee. And I'm going to show you guys this video. Hold on, let me make sure I have a really good one. Okay. This, like I said, this is impromptu, this is impromptu, so bear with me. So the story is that Leah Michelle was the mean girl and got away with being the mean girl at work. So here.
Way she acts on set after former Glee co-star Samantha Ware called her out saying Leah was racist towards her. That opened the floodgates for former co-stars of various ethnicities from various shows she's worked on, telling their own story of how horrible Leah treated them. Yeah, and now her Glee co-star Heather Morris has weighed in. Now, she wrote on Twitter saying this: was she unpleasant to work with? Very much so. For Leah to treat others with the disrespect that she did for as long as she did, I believe she should be called out. But at the current moment, it's implied that she is a racist. And although I cannot comment on her beliefs, I think we're assuming, and you know what happens when we all assume. Yeah, and Amber Riley, who tweeted some very telling gifs after Samantha called Leah out, was on Real Quick with Danielle Young on Instagram Live. I don't know the best way to address this because I am not a vindictive and petty person. I'm just not. My response to it on Twitter was literally because
I like that too, that she let it be known I'm not a vindictive or petty person. Because that's a lot of times when people when you have your experiences, they try to come out and talk about how, oh, she's vindictive, she's petty, she don't like. You have people try to come out with your character because they're trying to sabotage or, how can I say, like take the credibility out of what you're trying to say, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what they do.
Because I'm a clown and I thought that it was funny. We've already seen other people say that it was not the most comfortable environment. And I will say this on behalf of Samantha Ware. I'm very proud of her for standing up for herself. I'm very proud of Samantha, and I FaceTimed her and spoke to her. I'm proud of her for standing up to herself. I am proud of her not being fearful and speaking her truth. And And if your feeling was, I am not going to allow you to jump on what is happening now when you didn't treat me right.
Okay.
Now, what I will say is, I am not going to say that Leah Michelle is racist. That's not what I'm saying. That was the assumption because of what's going on right now in the world, and it happened toward a Black person. Right. I'm not going to say that she's racist. She reached out to me. I responded to her, and that's where it ends for me. I ain't talked to that girl in 2 years. Right. You know what I'm saying? I have no hatred or ill will on that end. And I want to make that very clear that my life and what I talk about is not going to be about that. I will shut it down immediately. This is the first and last time I'm going to say something. Period. So you got the exclusive.
Yeah, so I mean, we talked about this a little bit yesterday. You know, I was trying to get the right wording for it because obviously what Leah said to Samantha.
I will say this: I do find I have a problem with what Amber said, because don't tell me it was uncomfortable and it was a problem. It's probably one of your least favorite places you went to work. You know, it sounds like, and then say that there was no examples on why it was like your least favorite place to work. I will say that, and I feel like I'm wanting to hear that, only because if we're not going to say that Leah Michelle was racist, so what was it that was uncomfortable? You know what I'm saying? So it left that question open, because it's like, okay, so then why was it so bad? If you're not going to say this one was a racist and it was just uncomfortable, a bad place, was it because of showrunners, executive producers? Like, what made it so bad? But if she's being talked about and it's the only thing being talked about as to what made it so bad, and you have another co-host who's Black like yourself saying, I think just because I'm Black, and then you come out and say, yeah, it was bad, but you don't give a reason. You get what I'm saying? Like, if I have a problem with somebody, if I don't like somebody, if I'm going to say they affected the whole work atmosphere, I'm going to at least have some examples to give, right? I'm going to at least have something to support what I'm saying. I'm not just going to throw something out there. So I feel like, I want to hear some more. I want to hear from her mouth. You know what I'm saying? What exactly it was to say that it may have not been racism. And nobody really comes out and say, I'm racist. Like, so for me, it's like, what do people expect to see? When someone says like, "Oh, do you think someone's racist?" What do you think, that someone came out and told that person that they were racist, or do you think that it's more or less a feeling or actions, overt actions that a Black person may be experiencing that you would never be able to see? You would never be able to see, because you just wouldn't be able to see if you're not Black, unless we tell you what it is. You get what I'm saying? And for me, I've always felt like, for the biggest racism, I feel like what comes to me, I've never had no one just be mean to me, right? Because you just I never had someone just be like downright in my face, nasty, mean to me. I've never had that. I've never had that. I've never had that done. But if I had to think about racism in terms of like what I experienced, I've experienced being at work as a Black woman, and my weight I was bigger at one point in time. I've experienced that expectation for me to be mammy, that expectation for me to be supervisor and do things, and not be wanting to be compensated for that, right? So then it becomes like, oh, she's not a team player, but you're sitting around and like, hey, I want to be permanent. Hey, yeah, you want me to do all this stuff, but you're not talking to me about them dollars and what I want, right? So I'm not getting what I want, and you want something from me outside of what we agreed upon for me to get my check. And I want to negotiate, and I don't like this. You're wanting too much for what you're not paying for. Bloop. But they always leave that part out. But yeah, so just knowing and being able to just know, I've experienced racism in that way. I'll say that. I've experienced it in what other ways? That whole make us feel comfortable with your presence type of way. Do you make us laugh a lot? Do you talk to us a lot? Like, wanting me to feel as if though I need to be their entertainment. You know what I mean? It's like, well, this is my personality. Like, and if, you either take it or, you take it, because nobody has to come to work and be your husband or your wife or anything else that you're looking for, your best friend, lover, friend, all that shit. I didn't sign up for that. I signed up to come to do this job, and I didn't know doing this job meant I have to sit and listen to you talk about tuna casseroles and all types of shit that I can't relate to. I can't relate. Outside of, hey, how was your weekend? Oh, it was good. Like, what you want me to sit around and talk to you about? What you be looking for, and that always throws me off, and it makes me nervous because I'm black, and like we said, we don't trust, and we mind our business. So when you start asking me a lot of questions, expecting a lot, I get nervous. I get fucking nervous. Like, whoa, way too many questions. I get way too nervous. All right, let me finish this. So this is ET Online Canada.
Was racist. So absolutely she can be identified as racist, but I just don't think Leah discriminated against depending on what your race is. She was, insulted everybody, it seems like, no matter what your race was. She insulted white people, obviously, and because she felt superior to them, right? In any kind of way. But obviously her way of promoting that authority over Samantha was using racist comments towards, right? So you could absolutely identify her as racist. Yep. I just don't think, Leah was just horrible to minorities. It sounds like Leah was horrible to anyone. And sure, racism goes along in there. I just don't think, it just wasn't she was horrible to minorities. She was horrible to everybody.
Yeah,
Okay, so basically she was a racist and she was a bully. But I think they're saying that she was a bully that would result to racist tactics. That's what it sounds like to me. That's what he said. With this girl, she went the racist route, but she was a bully and she was mean to everybody. And like bullies, they find something that is going to be specific to you and how they're going to get at you, and they're going to use it. And I think for her, it was getting at that girl that way and being white and being powerful. And us and our programming and whatever she was doing to that black girl and saying to that black girl made her feel some sort of way in a space that she had the power. And if you're being mean to the white people and black people, oh damn, we all the way fuck as black people. We fucked all the way. That's a 360 fuck, to be honest with you, because they're letting you get away with treating them bad. Oh, they don't give a fuck about it. Like, that girl couldn't go to HR on that other white girl. HR scared of the white girl. Let's talk about it.
I think that this might be a case of, I don't know if she's racist, but I think what people are saying is that she certainly was an a-hole, right. and when things. But I think that she just throws big rocks because that's what bullies do. And and when you are the bully, you spend so much time understanding the ammo and the biggest rocks and the hardest hitting ammo that will hurt an individual. And oftentimes it has nothing to do with anything particular about that person other than what will hurt them the most and what will sort of give you the most power over that person. And I'm sure that she, if all of what I'm hearing is correct, it sounds like she tailored her sort of bullishness, to specific individuals. And it almost seemed very personal to people. And I think that, some will be perceived as racist, some may be perceived as something else, some may be perceived as something else. I just think that she sounds like she was very, very good at hurting people with things she knows would work.
Like finding how I could get to you, basically.
Yeah.
It's funny, Paula says all these are opinions that need to be kept and dealt with within the workplace walls. Do you think so?
No.
Like, you think people No. Lee's built a career on this. And she destroyed careers on Lee, apparently.
Hey, listen, the one thing you can say about the past 2 years is that breaking down those walls is what gave us Me Too.
Right? Yep.
Right? Not handling things in private is what allowed Me Too to happen. Not sort of sweeping it away is what allowed Me Too to happen. Not commenting on it is what allowed Me Too to happen. And so I think that with something like this now, is it as drastic as that? I don't know. I think that, what people are just trying to get across is that she's a nightmare to work with. And shut up, because nobody wants to hear from you right now because we all think you're a jerk. Mm-hmm. I think that's what they're all just trying to say, right? Like, I don't know if it's any more than that.
Faces, it seems like Lee has a lot of problems behind the scenes. Oh yeah, like this show just seems like it was just crazy. I tweeted yesterday, I can't believe they got episodes to air after all we've heard about what was going on behind the scenes with various people on the show. And I did read last night that Naya Rivera has unfollowed Leah on Instagram, I think it was, but she still hasn't said anything publicly. It's like, come on, Naya Rivera, because she was the one that was really the first one that started this, like while Lee was still on. So I can't believe she hasn't said anything publicly yet. We'll see if she still does, but so far, Naya, and granted, like Amber's saying it, and the thing Naya's doing on her social media too, obviously there's bigger problems right now than going after Leah Michelle, but this is an interesting thing to hear about. Of course, it is all a little bit tied to the movement as well, but I get their idea that it's just not the time right now to be talking about this.
And I love that they're all, they're these, sort of, young actors in Hollywood, and they understand.
Okay, so I got what I wanted out of that. Yeah, so that's ET Canada. But yeah, she was terrible. But can I ask y'all, do y'all know of a space where a black woman could be in a white type of space and behave that way that Leah Michelle behaved? Because I don't know. No. And I'm sitting back and I'm thinking about only black woman that I think that could be in a white space like that and behave like that. Right, okay, there's two. There's two. You gotta say there was two. But not even, because that wasn't her. I can't think of one. Behaved just like that. That lady that she was behaving like. Oh, probably Mariah Carey. I mean, she's mixed and she gets a pass. And I love her, so she's still a black woman to me. But I'm aware of that she gets a pass for how she looks. So I would say probably Mariah Carey could be that way. I know there's a lot of reports, and I don't. No, I mean, I think Mariah Carey can get away with doing what she wants in spaces. That's what I will say. I'm not gonna say mean, because I don't think she's mean. I'm not gonna do that, but I think she could get away with getting away with being however she wants in spaces. That's not a luxury that all black women have. Like, this is my show, right? And I actually I might stop and just stop doing reviews on it. But my favorite show is on CBS All Access, and it's called The Good Fight, and it's with Christine Barnaski, one of my favorite actresses. I love her. She's so posh. She plays Diane in the in the show, and I absolutely positively love her. But I love the entire show. I love all the cast. So, but oh my god, I lost it. But it was in regards to this. Okay, I got it back. So if you watch the show, you know that there's this character, and she is the daughter of this man named Eli Gold from The Good Wife. If you watch The Good Wife, I'm a Good Wife carryover into The Good Fight. So, what is her name? Melissa. Oh god. Oh my god, I just binge watched it last weekend. So Melissa, Eli Gold's daughter from The Good Wife. So you know who she is. So if you watch the show, go watch the show. But if you see her personality, it is very like precocious. It's very like curious. She has a whole bunch of questions. She overstepped boundaries. She answers people's phone calls. She follows up and looks into business nobody asks her to do. She does the fucking most. She would aggravate my soul now. And granted, in the scheme of the show, it works. But once you sit back and you think about real life, I don't know. Even you think about character, I don't know. I've never seen a black woman a young black woman too, or, I've never seen a young black woman being able, giving that type of freedom to be themselves and nobody come down on them for it. I've not seen that. And so when I'm watching this show, and I was like, I've never seen a black girl be able to be like this in a white space. And it be okay and be accepted. We're never felt to be all the way 100% comfortable to be ourselves in certain spaces. Either you talk too much, you talk too less. You don't talk about the right things, or what? You know what I'm saying? Whereas with other people, in their quirks and their weirdnesses and all the other stuff is so accepted. But for us, not so much so. There's this stay and always have to be professional, always have to be on. You know what I'm saying? Show up and show out. You know what I mean? Things that you can't just be average. And you know, you've heard this all before. But yeah, I wanted to bring that to you. So I wanted to read some of the comments because let me see. All right, so she said, why are people surprised Ryan Murphy says she got the part because she acted just like Rachel Berry? I think Rachel Berry is the girl from Mean Girls. I've never seen Mean Girls, the movie. And a lot of people were like, you've never seen Mean Girls? I'm like, no, I've never seen Mean Girls. I don't think I was a mean girl. I think some people think I'm a mean girl, but I'm not. I'm stern. I'm one of those people, like, I let a lot of shit go. But one thing I don't let go is some shit that we already talked about and addressed that's supposed to be behind us. That's that shit that, you know. Outside of that, I am actually pretty, like, I'm really chill. Mind my business. I ain't got nothing to say about you as long as you ain't got nothing to say about me. You get what I'm saying? That type of person. Mean girl, no. I'm trying to find the name. Make sure I have it right. Rachel. What's the name that he said? Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. My throat is dry. I've never seen the movie, and I'm gonna watch it one day, but I've never seen it. Anyway, so yeah, I think it's the girl from Mean Girls that he's referring to that she was friends with. But yeah, she was allowed to act like that and behave that way, and that's just not a luxury that Black women have. That luxury, and so we were just talking about luxuries and that white man spitting on Amber Riley's car, or we're talking about Leah Michelle at work and being a terror and resorting to using racism and using racism and racist terms to bully her coworkers and not be allowed, right? You know, she never got kicked off the show for her behavior and how she treated people. The show just fucking ended. You know what I'm saying? There was no termination for her. She wasn't held accountable for her actions. And I think more or less with white women, because it comes across as though they are very fragile and soft and, oh, I just didn't mean any harm by it, that they are allowed to get away with more because they are perceived to be the more softer of the women, right? I think I've been in incidents where a Black person would be my boss and I'll be working with white people and it's still treated the same way. You're Black, you'll see your Black boss treat you as if though she's white and you're Black, or they're white and they're Black and they fit in and you don't, and they would then treat you like that. I've seen it. I remember that this woman, she was so sad. Like, she was so sad that even the people at the job was like laughing at her because they couldn't understand like why she behaved and acted the way she did. So to the point where it was just like, yeah. Like, you know, some women don't like to be Black women. That's why I say white people gotta mind their business, because some Black women don't like to be working or even friends with other Black women that either look better than them on the same level or get as much attention than them. Some women can't handle that. I remember being at this job and doing my job really well, because if I wasn't, they wouldn't have told me, gave me a raise and all that other stuff. And I just remember my Black supervisor was just really not for me. The better I did, the worse it made her look. They trying to figure out what you here for if she's doing it all. She felt like I need to be on her side and kind of throw the job, not go after the job like I'm supposed to, because that's not what it. So for her, it was like, okay, well, I'm just going to cause division between her and everybody on the team, even though I'm only doing what I'm being asked to do. Do you know what I'm saying? But nobody likes the person who's doing better than them, and that's some of the things that Black women do bring to the job. I don't want you to have to fill me out. We're not in the streets. This isn't the hood. This is work. You want to fill me out and all the other stuff because you probably want to make sure you have an ally if you're not good at your job or something like that. You want to make sure, like, that's what it comes across as. You fill me out for what? I'm Black. We Black. You know how we are. That shit got to be organic. Either I'm feeling you, or either we feeling each other or we not. But we're not gonna fake the funk for it. So yeah, I've experienced that. You know, white women being able to do whatever they want. I remember, look, even my last job I had, the white girl rolling up on me. Oh, so why are you late? What? You're not my boss. I'm in orientation. Why are you concerned about me? I'm not even on this floor to work yet. I'm in a 2-week orientation, and you leave your desk and your cubicle to come to find me in the break room to find out what again? And I'm in the break room with everybody that's in my orientation class. Bitch got me fucked up. These devils are real. These devils are real. And then the minute I said to her, well, that's not your place, and the person who needed to know knew, I was the bad guy. I was the bad guy for telling her, well, just like I'm speaking to you, I was the bad guy for telling this white woman that that's not your place and I don't really have to keep. I said, well, I told my manager and that's the only person. I told my manager and she said, oh, well, she didn't say anything to me. I said, well, I didn't know she had to. Where am I wrong at? This is the second day in a row you approaching me. You're following me around. You're trying to find out where I'm at in the building, keeping up with my schedule and all types of shit, trying to make sure I'm busy and I'm only doing what they gave me to do. But you're making me feel like I'm wrong. But this is how they are empowered to think that that's their place. That is not your place. I said, when they're trying to keep up with my schedule, I said to the girl, I said, and still keeping it real sweet, quiet to me. Oh, I'm just trying to, be helpful. I said, well, I'm confused. I said, well, he just started a few months ago. I'm doing the same thing he did when he was in orientation. I'm confused. Oh, we just have so much work so that, I just really want to get you in and get you trained. Again, I'm doing what I've been scheduled to do, which is a 2 weeks orientation like every fucking body else. So now you're trying to cut my orientation short and trying to rush me into production. Then when I sit down and start the training, I start to realize and look at the work because the guy who placed I was supposed to be taking over comes back and he finished all the work. So there's not even any work to be done. Oh yeah, you're right. There isn't really much. Oh, he took care of everything. You're absolutely right. That shit. But if you ain't there, you don't know. And if you haven't worked in corporate America to that extent on a lower level, it's also hard for you to know what that's like. And if you've always been someone who's either held high positions, or if you've never been that person, that are in the operational function of things, not in like senior management or even manager in corporate America, then you probably don't understand what that's about. Because people cater to people in power. And if you're a Black person in power, then you're getting catered to an extent. All right, y'all. That's all I got for y'all. I just wanted to check the temperature outside. And the other part of checking the temperature outside is like, going out to stores. Customer service is non-existent right now. I go to the casino, the Wynn Casino in Boston. It's probably it's horrible the way they treat the Black patrons. Yes, I will say that because that's me and my brother's experience. I don't think it's good. It's not good at all. It's like service is gone. No, how can I help you? Very rough off the bat. And listen, I'm for protecting workers. That motherfucker cut up in your face and act a fool and you gotta let them know. Okay, do that. But not on first speaking to someone. There's just no reason for that roughness and that edge. You know what I'm saying? And I know my brother experienced, he's heard people talk about it, but it just seems like since COVID-19, it's just all over the place. Everywhere we go, it's just like, what's up with people? You can't lose being respectful when approaching and talking to people. You just can't. Society can't function without people thinking that they have to operate with the bare necessities to be just like good people. You have to. We can't walk away from that. As I could say, things are changing. We can't walk away from that core things, because if not, it really is the purge. In which I'm actually going to get my gun license. But it really is the purge. It really is the purge. If we get away from thinking that we don't have to be respectful or we don't have to show any type of kindness, we don't have to be considerate. If we get away from those things as values and core as people, that never can change. We lose it. And I think a sign of that, remember I talked about how Trump is behaving and how he's, traditions and the way we used to do things that made us look so dope around the world, because we look like asses right now. But we're losing all of that because we have this doofus who doesn't respect any entity of of our government. Like, he doesn't respect nothing. Everything wasn't broken all like that. We didn't need to fix it. Like, it wasn't all broken, but he didn't want to do nothing the way we, his disrespect, the callousness that he displays. If we move towards that as people, oh gosh. If we move towards that as people, we're fucked. So I hope we don't. But the temperature outside is not good. It is not good at all. All right. So, all right, that's all I got right now. All right, so I'm going to actually do some more videos. But y'all be blessed, y'all be black. Don't forget to, if you're first time to my channel, to like, comment, and subscribe. OG_Shug Avery. And I'm out.